Ladies and gentlemen, joining me now, the great, and this is for the first time, and we hope not the last time, because he is a total badass, Wesley Hunt from Texas, House Judiciary Committee member, and a man who has a very bright future. Joins the program now. This is probably the first vest on the show, okay? I've seen your ads, you're dapper dresser, but this is the first vest on the show.
Just trying to be a little different, man. You know how we do in Texas.
looking fly. Hey,
thank you,
listen,
brother.
Welcome to the program. What an interesting day. The FBI is getting taken to the woodshed by Jim Jordan's committee right now. It's ongoing live. Can you talk to me about how the Republicans are approaching this problem? Because this has been multiple black eyes for the FBI this week. The Durham report, this subcommittee hearing, and the testimonies from these whistleblowers are pretty devastating.
It's actually terrible, and it's actually the overall weaponization that we have seen from multiple three-letter agencies. It starts off with the ATF. A couple of weeks ago, we had a hearing where they wanted to make 40 million Americans felons overnight over pistol braces. As an AR-15 owner and 300 Blackout 5.56 and 7.62, also a pistol brace owner myself, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of or seen in my entire life. And now in Texas, that dog just won't hunt. The FBI is just another one. We see what's happened with the horrible raid that we saw at Mar-a-Lago that was completely unjustified. We're looking at what happened with the abuse of these FISA warrants, and now we do have whistleblowers. And for the record, they are whistleblowers that are telling the truth about what happened on January 6th. And what I call this is the Vox Populi, the voice of the people, finally speaking back to what we've seen, these atrocities that we have seen from these three-letter agencies. And I am so glad to see Jim Jordan take this on with full force.
Dude, way to go. Oh, man, it's nice to have someone with clarity. They are atrocities. Because when you entrap your fellow Americans, you've served, obviously, and you've served abroad for our country. When you entrap other Americans using tools of espionage that should be deployed against terrorists, and you treat your countrymen as terrorists, what does that say about the government's opinion of the American people?
It's calling the American people, the regular American people, they're calling basically Trump supporters, they're calling the MAGA movement, they're calling people like me, literally a congressman that served this country, they're calling people like me terrorists. Now, let me tell you something. I'm an Apache helicopter pilot deployed to Iraq, flew 55 combat air missions in Baghdad. I know what a terrorist looks like. And I can assure you that people that just care about their country, that don't want the FBI spying on them, they don't want the ATF making them felons, we are not terrorists. In fact, we are the ones that are going to save this country, and we're speaking up and we are fighting back. That's why I'm here. The people in my district put me in this position because I'm qualified and I represent the people in my district, the Vox Populi. That's what this is all about. It's all about taking our country back and exposing them for exactly who they are. And these are people that want to destroy the very fabric of America. And I can assure you, we will not let that happen.
Now, we don't want to fall into the trap, right, of talking about January 6th. I hate doing that on the show. It's something that I didn't plan on bringing up, but this has just been a steady drumbeat this morning from this FBI testimony. And so it's worth asking the question, since you brought up the involvement in January 6th, what do you know? Can you break some news on the show? Like, what do you know about federal involvement in January 6th? Because before you got on, we've played videotapes from the undercover police officers encouraging people to enter the Capitol. We played the Tucker Carlson expose about it. You're in Congress. You have these meetings that are behind closed doors where you hear a lot of information. What's the status of that?
You basically now know pretty much exactly what I know. But the thing that's sticking out to me the most is that they are not allowing certain footage to be shown because there's FBI agents embedded within the people during January 6th. What does that tell you? Now, I just learned that, and I thought to myself, that seems like it's some kind of integrity issues, that's some election interference going on here. They are literally weaponizing three-letter agents to embed them amongst a group of people that were actually peacefully protesting during January 6th. And then something kind of changed and it morphed into something else. They got the media on board, and then now we're fast forwarding 2 years later, And now we're getting the absolute truth. Now, unfortunately, the media isn't going to report this the way they should. They aren't going to report this hearing the way they should. And that's why it's up to people like you and me to inform the public of exactly what happened. I applaud these brave whistleblowers from the FBI to actually sit down in a hearing, get peppered by ridiculous questions, because the only thing they want to do is tell the truth.
Yes. So you brought up terrorism. You fought terrorism. Not a lot of congressmen have gone and fought terrorism. And so you said that you know what it looks like. Joe Biden at Howard University this weekend said that terrorists were white supremacists, and that's the number one threat to America. Do you agree with that?
You know, the reason why he is doing this is for one very simple reason. This administration in 2024 is in trouble because they are losing the vote of Black men. He is now down 40 points. So what do? They go to their usual playbook. They start talking about white supremacy. They start talking about CRT. They start talking about how our country is systemically racist and you can't do anything if you're a person of color. And I'm here to tell you that's a bunch of crap. I represent a suburb in the greater Houston area. It's a white majority district. It's a district that President Trump would have won by 20 points. And I'm the sitting United States congressman because in a 10-person primary, I beat out 9 other white guys. That's how racist they are. But this is their playbook. If they can convince people of color that our party is racist and that white supremacy is going to end us all, even though a Black man that's a congressman in a white majority district in a suburb of Houston is sitting here before you as a member of Congress, then that's what they hate the most. The fact that this is now a meritocracy, that we have come a long way, and that the great-great-grandson of a slave, which is me, can be a congressman in the greatest country in the world. Joe Biden always turns to race. They always turn to white supremacy. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of white guys that voted for me. That's how racist we are.
So it does seem like a lot of white guys is Joe Biden's past. He has been, he was using a pocket catheter at the signing of the Constitution. He's been around for a long, long time. He's like Methuselah. But he was really excited to hold hands with the last KKK Grand Wizard, Robert Byrd, in the Senate. He was loving the times when he could go after Corn Pop in the pool for wearing too much pomade. That's according to him. That's why he wanted to fight Corn Pop. Yes. Now, these are jokes. These are kind of like funny, but what's not funny is that Joe Biden passed the crack laws that locked up hundreds of thousands
the 94 crime bill.
Young Black men in the 94 crime bill, yet he won't lock up his son for having mountains of crack rocks like on his laptop and footage. What does that say to what would that say to like a young Black man? Like when you're looking at Hunter Biden, who won't be charged with gun crimes, presumably, won't be charged with using crack cocaine, yet this is something that has decimated the Black community.
And don't forget, if you don't vote for him, then you ain't Black.
Oh, yes, got it.
Of course.
That's right. Got it. Yeah. You see, I was a Black guy and then I didn't vote for Biden and look what happened.
Right. So here's actually what's happening. Is why President Trump is doing so well amongst Black men is because they are using these, for lack of a better word, trumped up charges for the FBI to be weaponized to go raid the home of President Trump. They're accusing him randomly of an alleged rape that happened 20 years ago that we all know is false. That was proven to be false. They're going after President Trump, and quite frankly, it's the deep state that's going after him because they understand exactly what he means to moving forward for this country. Now, there's a lot of Black people that are watching this and they're saying this. How does Joe Biden's son get away with slanging crack rock and smoking crack, but at the same time, President Trump's home is being raided for no reason? Well, that sounds like unequal justice. That sounds like a double standard. And we are sick and tired of seeing this double standard.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so last question here. I think this is really, really important. The audience loves hearing sound bites, and they love hearing clips. And we have a social media. We have 7.5 million followers built on like Republican sound bites and clips and smoke shows and like going big and dropping bombs. But really what people want is some type of change, some type of action, right? You're from Texas. People in Texas act. This is an action-oriented society and community. What action are we seeing out of Republicans? Can you give us sort of an update as to what the Republican caucus is doing and what do they plan on doing, more importantly, in the fallout from the Durham report with Joe Biden's corruption and so on?
Just today, my colleague Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she's doing a great job. We are actually looking to see if we can impeach Mayorkas, Biden, Garland, and Wray. That's as of yesterday. When I'm back home, sir, we just want our border secure. If we have billionaires that are literally putting people in space for sport, we can secure our border. People are just sick and tired of seeing what's happening with inflation. It's the worst inflation that we've seen in our lifetime. People are sick and tired of the United States playing second fiddle, and the only thing they want is our country back. And the left calls everybody racist. Again, we say they're systemically racist. They're this, they're that, they're bigots, they're homophobic, they're xenophobic, and that's not true. The American wants our country back. And literally by impeaching these people, or at least seeking articles of impeachment of these people that have harmed our country, have participated in a derelict of duty, in my opinion, is a start. To be honest with you, sir, we don't have the presidency and we don't have the Senate. But what we can do for the next 2 years is show the American people what we can do when President Trump is our president. We take back the Senate and we keep the House. This is the America that we can look forward to. This is the future. So we have got to paint that picture right now by showing action like getting H.R. 1 done, getting H.R. 2 done, raising our debt ceiling with having record spending cuts, $4 trillion worth of spending cuts. Imagine a world where we had a Republican president like Trump back in office and we supported him in this way. That's how we bring our country back from the brink.
Hot damn, man. I have a feeling we will have a Republican president. You run in 2028. Jeez. All right. Final, very personal question for you. Very quick. I know your time is valuable. Very quick. Did you vote for Joe Biden?
Did I vote for Joe Biden? I mean, I'm black, so I guess I did, right?
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out how does this system work. Really? I was like,
oh,
wait
no,
a
sir.
second.
Oh, no, sir. You know I voted for. I voted for President Trump, and you know that.
Yeah, all right. Okay, well, man, don't tell Joe. Thank you very much. Congressman Wesley Hunt. Give him a follow. Here's his Twitter account. We have your Twitter account to pop up on screen here. Where else can people follow your work, sir?
WesleyForTexas.com.
WesleyForTexas.com. His Twitter account is Wesley Hunt TX. Get in there. 117,000 followers. Let's go. Those are rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers. We got to pump those numbers up. Let's go, people. Benny Battalion. Get in there. Pump those numbers up. Thank you, Congressman, for being on the show.
Thank you, brother. Anytime. God bless you.